Luke, I know you have been asked this a lot recently, but for it hits home. For me, it hits home. I think you meant to write. My father passed away a few days ago. Jesus. And you mentioned some things to do and not do, drinking possibly being number one. Anything else in hindsight you would do differently? Thanks for the content and perspective. Yeah. Well, first of all, Jesus Christ, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. That is uniquely terrible. That is terrible. I don't know what the circumstances are. It's not my circumstances or position to know. It's the same answer I give everybody. Don't do what I did, which is drink all the time. It's a real bad idea. It's probably going to go real bad for you if you do that. So don't do that. And the most important thing, aside from staying away from drugs and alcohol as best you possibly can, which I don't know if expecting zero tolerance from that's a great idea. But the number one thing that it really has mattered over time is you have to have, and this will be very difficult. Sorry, this will be very difficult. You have to live the most, not ordinary as in basic, but the most routine life that you can. You should wake up at the same time. You should make sure that, not like you have to keep to some kind of military order, but you should have routine. You should have structure. You should follow that structure. You should take care of yourself. You should invest in mental health. You should invest in your physical health. Again, you should stay away from drugs and alcohol. You should stay with anything, whether it's, I'm not religious, but if a church provides community for you and social interaction and fosters some kind of nurturing environment, some kind of socially nurturing environment, you should pursue all of those things, all of them. Anything that fosters community, anything that fosters connection, anything that fosters structure, routine, health, anything in that vein, whatever those individual things might be in your life, those have to be for you. But if you get into drugs and alcohol, it will go poorly. If you get into, other kinds of vices, it will go poorly. If you withdraw, it will go poorly. Like it's just a matter of time. Aside from any of the health effects that drinking did to me all those many years, the big thing that I got out of it, and I've said this before, the real big thing I got out of it was nothing. It just bought me time on the shot clock. That's it. It didn't do shit for me. It didn't heal anything. It numbs it out, obviously, but eventually you get to a point where you're sick of drinking. You're sick of living like this. At least that's what happened to me. And you might have had a couple of scares along the way about what the drinking was doing to you and had done to you. And then you get to a place where you're like, I'm still dealing with the exact same shit I was before. It doesn't do anything. It literally doesn't do anything to meaningfully address anything you're feeling. Like you can drink the bottle and then you're like, oh, I don't feel quite the same way, or I can move past it. And I understand. But that exercise will come to an end. It will come either a tragic end, or you'll be able to say, I can't do this anymore. And you're still in the exact same place. And then what have you done? What have you done? I'm not telling you this based on guesswork. I'm telling you this because I did it. I did it. I tried it. I remember I was living in New York City at the time. I remember my mom died and we had to go to Georgia for all of her affairs. She was living in Atlanta at the time. And then we went back to, I went back to New York to resume my work and everything. And I remember the first night I got back, I went out in the East Village and I was ordering pitchers by the beer and then just drinking it straight from the pitcher, just like that. And I must have gone through like 3 or 4 of them, something absurd. I remember it was an absurd amount. Waking up hungover every single day, every single day for work. It was, I was hungover for work for years. So it doesn't take you anyplace. It doesn't take it, except the best case scenario is the exact same place you are today. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a false promise. You have to live healthy. You have to make healthy choices. You have to make choices that foster productive, healthy lifestyles. And if that sounds like a little bit bro hustle culture stuff, I don't know what to tell you about the optics of the recommendations I'm giving you, other than I could say that the results, those are the only things I have found that work. And of course, speaking with a mental health professional or some other kind of person who is capable of giving you genuinely valuable psychiatric or otherwise, helpful advice, right? Somebody who's really grounded in these matters, who can really walk you through it. You should not. If you've had a parent or a loved one die on you recently, the last thing you should be trying to do is just walk that alone. You might be able to do it. I'm not saying you couldn't do it. Some of you might be significantly stronger than I ever was. Fair enough. But the data on that one is also pretty clear. Like, communal effort is what will shepherd you to a place where you can be happy again or just live. Do not fucking drink. Don't do it. It's so fucking bad for you, man. I've never told this story. I'll tell you a story. It was in this room. I will tell you a story. I've actually never told the public this. You want to know how bad it got with the drinking? A few times it got bad. Now, I don't have any memory about what I'm about to tell you. So I can only tell you what my friends told me. You can't see it here, but my door is to my left. This used to be my bedroom when I was single. All right. So this is a long time ago. So this must have been. So my mom died in 2003. I moved here December 2004. And this must have been 2006, 2007. So we're talking 4 years after my mom died, still drinking like a motherfucker. Right. Yeah, this must have been like 2006, 2007, something like that. And I woke up the next morning, worst taste in my mouth, incredible hangover, and my door was busted. And not only was the door busted, but the door jamb and frame was ripped off the wall. And I was like, oh my God, did I have some kind of rage last night? I had a headache, but I didn't feel all that bad. No, that wasn't what happened. My friends told me, and these guys are still my friends. My friends had told me that we were all hanging out. Don't remember it at all. And they lost track of me. We were in the house, I guess, hanging out. And they heard me gurgling inside my bed. And so they busted the door down, and sure enough, I guess I had vomited and I was gurgling on it. I could have been dead. I was that close. Like that close. You know what I mean? I guess what they told me was, even if they hadn't intervened, they couldn't say exactly what was going to happen, but they said it was like, the way they were looking at me was like, dude, you need help. You know what I mean? It was that kind of a look. And like, none of that shit does anything to get you to a better place, but it will take you there. So if you want to walk down the stupid path, and people are weak in moments of difficulty in an understandable way, but you're asking for advice on what to do. Yeah, don't do that. Don't have your friends have to burst down the door because you were gurgling on your own vomit, right? Don't do that. That's how wasn't that how Bon Scott died? The original lead singer of AC/DC, didn't he choke on his own vomit? Like, that shit's real, man. It can happen. So came pretty close to me. I would have been 27, 28, something like that, 26, 27, something like that. Can you imagine that? So trust me when I tell you, folks, it's a path to nothingness. I'm not talking about social drinking. I'm not talking about people having, enjoying a beer on Fridays. Any kind of responsible use all the drugs you want. I don't care. But that's, of course, what I'm describing to you is in no way responsible. And more to that point, look at how long the window is. It just goes year after year after year. You can just slow motion drive your life off a cliff. People think it can be automatic and sudden. That can happen. Or you can do what I did, which is just tack on year after year after year after year of drinking and see what it gets you. It gets you fucking nothing. So don't do that. I've actually never told that story before. So there you go. I don't have anything to hide anymore, I'm not proud of it, but it happened. It fucking happened.